Hey guys, this is WhatiF here. It's time to talk about the Kansas race. Second race of the playoffs, and pretty good one. I really don't know what else I could possibly say about this race, because from flag to flag, it was entertaining. I was tired going into that race. I was not feeling 100%. Not that I'm sick or anything, it was just one of those days where I just felt tired. And, well, that's partly because I didn't get enough sleep, but the race was so good that it kept me awake. Which, that sounds like a bad thing, but it's not. But that's just how good this race was, that usually there's some races where it's like, if it's not interesting enough, I'll just fucking sleep. Which I really haven't done all of this year except for Atlanta, which I personally had no interest in watching, so that was that. Every other race, I cared, except for Texas. Texas is bad, but yeah, the race was good from flag to flag. I mean, so much was going on track, like genuine stuff. It wasn't like the 550 package bullshit like in 2020, where things looked bunched up but people couldn't do anything. Like, people can take different grooves, different lines, and can actually race with each other. This was like racing, and it was great to see. Pretty similar on par with the spring race. A lot of the same problems kind of appeared with the tire issues, which, again, I don't know why we have this format where one race can completely destroy your playoff chances. Like Tyler Reddick, who was leading and then blew a right rear, and now is in threat of missing the round because of something completely out of his control. And then it's like, well, racing in general, like, it's kind of unpredictable. So when you try to have this, it's just stupid. It's just dumb. But yeah, it was. I mean, like the tire issues. It's the same way with the spring race. Is it the teams, the tires? I don't know. But despite that, the actual racing product was really good. Cautions made sense. They appeared when they needed to, like they weren't just BS. So it was really nice. In fact, all of stage 3 went green. All 96 laps. That's pretty damn wild, because at this point, the fuel run, or the race run, like, there was always some kind of yellow. There was a competition yellow for the rain, which is normal. I understand that. That's fine. But, Harvick already having problems. And, well, it was mainly because of Ross Chastain being stupid, which is nothing new. Ross Chastain only has, like, one properly functioning eye, so that's why he did what he did. He's like freaking, I don't know, he's like a googly-eyed person now. That was originally going to be in my Chastain, like, I think, Gateway video, but I cut that out because it was too mean. But, fuck, we'll keep it in. That's how I feel. But yeah, Bo Wallace, I mean, he came to play today, and he straight up won. There was no bullshit, no rain. His car was just fast. He passed Bowman, who was leading at that point in time. Passed him. Rocket ship past him, mind you. And won. Granted, Bell was there kind of catching him a little bit. Hamlin then passed Bell, and then Hamlin was kind of reeling back in, but was like a second off. Bo Wallace proved that, hey, he could win races. That Talladega race, well, even though it was a fluke, but this is like his first real, like, genuine win where he won it on speed and merit. Even though there is a very strong possibility that he's running Kurt's chassis that won him in the spring. So it's possible. It's possible. It could be probably Kurt's chassis to help Bubba get the win. But it's probably the case. I'm not sure, but it's funny. I don't really have. I mean, I'm kind of neutral on Bubba. The whole really what maybe not like him is just the 2019 Roval, where Bowman was sitting down and very dehydrated, and Bubba was like trying to pick a fight with him, and then splash water on him, which was just kind of disrespectful and just gross. Like, for Bubba being so outspoken with, like, his personal depression and other sorts of stuff, you would think, he would be a little more mindful to Bowman being completely dehydrated. And it wasn't just like a Bowman just always faking it because doesn't want a confrontation. It's like other drivers that day in 2019 were exhausted too. I remember that. It was a very extremely hot day. So, not really a fan of that. He also made like a really dumb political tweet where like he was defending a person that was going to jail, that he was saying like he was innocent. It was just kind of like a weird thing. It's like, why tweet that? Why fuck? It was bad, really bad. And it's a case of someone just not knowing what they're talking about. And again, like, I'm not a political person by any fucking stretch of the imagination, but I'm not going to sit here and make tweets on stuff that I don't know what I'm talking about and then look stupid. That's kind of what he did. So that I'm not really a fan of that. It's kind of stupid. Doesn't make him look good. But this race, but that's kind of my issues with him. But today, there's no denying it. He won straight up. It was really cool to see, and I'm happy for him to prove those people wrong. Because yeah, his Talladega win last year was kind of BS under BS circumstance, but yeah. So that's now 2 non-playoff drivers getting a win. So that's even more wild. That's our 18th different winner. This year's been insane, and honestly, it's just there's so much. The race is so goddamn good. It was so good from flag to flag. Like, it was unreal. It was just unreal, just how good it was. And the fact that it just played out at the end with a green flag pit stop. It's like, we don't need stages to make the racing interesting. Like, this package can deliver. And this kind of goes again with another narrative that, it's not the track's fault that the racing sucked back in 2020 or with the 550 horsepower and stuff that they were using. It was the package. It was garbage. It made Kansas a awful track. That's because the package they're running. Now when you give them something that's worth a shit, it's amazing. So that's why I think, it sucks that Kentucky and Chicagoland are on the schedule anymore, because maybe they could be good. I don't know. I would like to see that be given a reasonable shot instead of just going to the road course, street course, which, considering how the Indy Roval is with Turn 1 and how narrow that is, and like there's a lot of narrow things on that thing, it's just, I don't have much hope for it to be good. I'll be shocked if it is, but it's just got some shit show written all over it. There's some other interesting news that kind of happened throughout the week. It's a lot more it's kind of like a race review, kind of like other discussions on other things that happened this week. So pretty much it's all but confirmed Kyle Busch is going to RCR. What car he's going to, I don't know. Jordan Bianchi made a tweet talking about this, and he's a pretty credible source for information, so I do believe that. And he said that like a couple days ago that there would be an announcement on Tuesday, and then Kyle Busch makes a tweet today saying that there's going to be an announcement on Tuesday, so I think it's probably going to be that. What car number is he going to take? Is he going to take the 8 from Reddick? Where does Reddick go? Will he take the 3? Oh my god, the freaking assault on Twitter in the universe will be absolutely astronomical. And I'm an Earnhardt simp, so I know what's going to be coming if that happens, but yeah, so that's interesting. I don't know how that's all going to shake out. I'm just kind of sitting here, just kind of relaxing, because, I just want to see the chaos. I don't really care about Kyle Busch. I honestly think he should go to IndyCar. That'd probably be better for him. But, he just wants to... I would say RCR is a bad choice, but this year they have been proving me wrong that they can do something. Tyler Reddick's got them 2 wins. Austin Dillon got a Mickey win, which doesn't matter. That's just irrelevant. But Reddick himself is proving that car can do something. At least that team can do something. Now, the only problem is, will they be consistent enough? I think Kyle Busch can certainly get wins in that car at RCR. Kind of rhymes. Cars, RCR. Anyways. But I just don't know if they're going to be consistent enough. Whether it's going to be random part failures, tire issues, I just don't know. I think he could definitely win. It's hard to say if they're going to be... I really doubt they're going to be championship threat. Harvick in his prime wasn't able to, even though he was probably should have won 2010. It was a full season format, but very seldomly does that's only one instance in the 30 years since 30 years since Earnhardt won his title in 94. But it's just, I don't know. I think he'll be a lot better than I think most people kind of would expect. I think Reddick's kind of proving that team can do something. I just don't know if he's going to be consistent enough. That's kind of my take. Also, Wilkesboro, going to be an all-star race. At first, I was really excited, but I'm thinking about the logistics of it. I think it's all just kind of a publicity stunt, because I just don't know if the logistics of that track is going to work for an all-star type of format where the whole idea is supposed to be kind of like be more geared towards entertainment. And North Wilkesboro was always kind of a track that had long green flag runs or just very little yellows. So I just don't know if that track is suited properly for an all-star race environment. Plus, even if we take that aside, these cars suck on short tracks. Unless you do something radically different, if they stick with the same package they're using now for that all-star race next year, it's gonna suck. And that's gonna be a horrific look for that track in the future if they want an actual proper points-paying cup date. That's my only worry. I think people are going to show up just as much as they did for the late model stuff. I think that's still going to happen, but the racing product might suck, and that's going to be a really bad look for the track in the future. And that makes me worried because I think that track deserves to be on the schedule. I think it's a classic, and I think it would fit perfectly. If this was back in like Gen 6 era, then yeah, but not with these Gen 7 cars. That's the only big thing I'm worried about. Unless they change something radically different, I don't know what they could change. Change the cars so they have more horsepower, they go to 750 horsepower, take out the diffuser, or make sure they don't shift. I don't know what the logistics of it is. I don't know, but I'm worried about that possibility, and I just don't think it's going to provide good racing. As it stands now, it could change. But I just don't have good feelings for it. And I want it to be good. I want that track to be good. But I'm just worried about it. So, yeah, it's kind of my thoughts. I have a lot to say on different just subject matters for this week. Because there's a lot of different things kind of going on. The Kurt in me is so... I'm in pain seeing Bubba win that race. Because that could be Kurt's win. He could have swept Kansas. He could have made the round of 12. He could have cheesed it. He might have had a horrible run at Darlington, and he could have cheesed it here, and well, not cheesed it, but like cheesed it and like played the system, and then moved on. Oh God, I hate it. I hate Kurtz in this situation. I've had drivers have concussions before, and it sucks. So it bugs me. Yeah. Also, the car safety being a concern. Harvick went on a Twitter rant, tirade about, which was amazing. I agree with them. I don't like Harvick, but when I can agree, it's an amazing feeling when a driver I hate, unless it's Logano. Maybe if it's Logano or Gregson, I probably would still, probably still hate them. I would just disagree out of spite. But Harvick's pretty. I agree with his take. I do think the safety of these cars are a massive concern and all that stuff. I agree with him 100%. Hamlin actually, somewhere on Twitter, someone was reporting that Hamlin's going to have shoulder surgery at the end of the season. I was watching Day 500 stream, and somebody mentioned that Hamlin just didn't look right. He just looked out of it, and I'm thinking, like, well, probably because his shoulder's hurting. I mean, he's probably in pain. Either he pinched a nerve or a bone's displaced. I don't know, but yeah, he's probably not feeling the best, which makes sense. So, it doesn't surprise me. It just, sucks that the circumstances he was involved in with that Daytona wreck that should have never fucking happened to begin with because officiating sucks. That's a whole rant, but yeah, so. Overall, the race was good. I was very happy. Good stuff from flag to flag. I know Harvick had issues. I already mentioned that, but yeah, there's just a lot of different things to kind of touch on and just discuss. So, I don't know. We'll see how it kind of plays out. I was spitefully hoping Chase Elliott would miss this round just to show how dumb this format is, but it looks like he's going to make it, so I'm going to have to take the L. I'm going to have to take the L on that. But either way, it was a good race. Very entertained. It was really good. Love. Kansas went from a track that people hated back in 2020 because of that garbage package to a track that's arguably one of the better ones in the season. I mean, we have to wait till we get to Homestead, but that's probably going to be a good race no matter what, because even the Gen 6 cars in the 550 garbage package was still able to provide slightly above average racing. As far as my rating, I don't know what to give it, because some of that tire issue stuff was kind of just annoying. It might be the same as the spring race. I think I gave the spring race an 8. This is probably going to be another solid 8. I was almost putting a 9, like an 8.5 for a 9, but the finish wasn't nearly as interesting. If that was a little more intense, I could have bumped it up maybe another notch or half a notch, but rock solid 8 is pretty good. pretty good for me. So next week we'll go to Bristol, which I don't know how that's going to be. These cars don't really work that good at short tracks, but this might be an exception. So I don't really know how it's going to play out. I'm going to be very cautious about it because we don't know how that's going to play out. I mean, if it becomes like a dirty air track where people can't pass like Martinsville, that's going to be pretty bad because Bristol got pretty good there last couple of years. So I don't know, but either way, I'll do it for me. I know I'm kind of rambling on for a little bit, but it's like a micro podcast. So I don't know, but either way, I'll do it for me. I'll see you all when we get to next week, and hope you enjoyed. Either way, see you all later, and have a good day.